Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Francine Houston, and this is The Artist in You. I am your host. Today we have guest Rhonda Turner with us. Can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, I am Rhonda Turner, and I am located in West Palm Beach, Florida. And I am here to talk about one of my amazing books, an anthology book with 6 women.
Oh, okay. What is your book called?
I am his helpmeet.
What is that book about?
Well, that book is about 6 wives that that came together to talk about God's and His abundant grace. He how He has empowered us through our struggles, our love, all of that. And we just wanted to tell the story to make sure we let people understand that we understand as wives that marriage is not a perfect marriage is not perfect. But if you work at it and do what needs to be done, communicate, it can be amazing.
Okay, so like, is every story explaining how they are a helpmeet to their spouse, or?
Well, it's every story talks about their marriage individually,
Oh,
and
okay,
how they overcame different situations in their marriage, and what made them who they are today in their marriage.
okay, okay. Um, So what caused you to want to write this book? Like, do you feel compelled to help people that's not married and married people to understand about being helpmates, or?
Well, I'm about helping, anyone really, but me and my husband do marriage counseling, and we also do a lot of other marriage activities like retreats for married couples and different things like that workshop. We also do something that's called marriage awards, where we honor married couples in our community, which we're trying to take that nationwide to different states, different cities. So we're always looking for ambassador kind of be the host of that in their city. But what made me actually do that is because I love being a wife. I love being married. My husband is amazing. He's my biggest supporter. But it wasn't always like that.
Mhm.
So many people think you got to get when you get in a marriage, it's going to be perfect and it's going to be um, like that. Like that. Let's think of something that's like the princess or something. We think that that's the way that that marriage is going to be and that we don't have to work at our marriage. So in hindsight, we want to let people know that yes, we are married. There's no perfect marriage. We have been through something, but God helped us through it. Because one of the things we have to recognize is what God do for us to make sure that our marriage is amazing.
Okay. So wait, how do you find time to write this book?
Well, if y'all see my amazing husband just went through that, I'm on vacation, so I'm on a mini vacation with my husband. But how did I find time to write this book? Well, what we did was came together. I talked to them about how, and what we wanted to do, and what this book was going to be about, and they were like, "Yes, we're interested." So we came together, met a couple of times, and had everybody to write their stories. It took us a little time because we want to make sure the book was right for other wives or even single people. Because a lot of times single people get in there and be like, I don't want to be married. I see how such and such. Don't look at everyone else's marriage because everybody is different. So we found the time to write the story so we can help someone else.
Yeah. Okay, I think I might have to get this book. So what's the best time of the day for you to write?
What's the best time of the day for me to write? Uh, I'm always busy. So it's like whenever I settle down and say, okay, let me do what I need to do to get this completed. So yes,
Okay, and
anytime for me.
okay. So how do you know what to write?
Well, I Am His Helpmate is not my first book. I also felt compelled to write a story about sisters to sisters. I'm in
Mhm.
a lot of different organizations. And so being in those organizations, sometimes we don't know how to treat each other. Us don't know
Mhm.
how to treat each other. And everybody is tearing each other down. So I decided to write that book because we needed to let each other know, yes, we've been through some struggles, but
Mhm.
how do we be there for each other? And so that book had 16 women in it, and it was amazing. I might have got off the question. What was the question again?
Wait, basically how to know what to write.
Oh yeah, so it just depends on, you know, my everyday life, the
Okay.
things I'm going through, the things I deal with.
Okay. And so the book was called Sisterhood to Sisterhood. Are
It's
you
called
talking?
it's
Oh, go
called
ahead.
Sister to Sister.
Oh, sister to sister.
Mhm.
Are you just talking about like biological sisters or like
No,
sisters in the Lord or?
sisters in different organizations that I was in with, sisters that's in my community that we may be close, we hang out or go to different things together. So just different women that I felt that sisters or anyone that thought that they wanted to talk about what sisters mean to them, what sisterhood means
Mhm.
to them.
Okay. Okay. And did that like help? I guess women learn how to treat each other in like in a
Yeah.
positive aspect because.
Yes, because everybody has a story. Because everybody's been through something. I don't care if it's
Mhm.
in your own family. Because sometimes
Mhm.
them sisters that's outside your family can treat you better than your own family. In a nutshell, but
Mhm.
it's people and how they feel about you, and it is very amazing to be around positive
Mhm.
women and have them involved in your life.
So does it say anything about how a person can reconcile back with somebody that hurt them,
Yeah,
or or is it good for them just to leave them alone? And it really depends. I mean, I'm being honest
yeah.
because.
Well, I can tell you some of them was how they got over certain situations, certain pain because of what somebody did to them. And some said how they stayed in their relationship with a friend, but make
Mhm.
sure they communicated the situation and the problem that they may have. So all the stories are different. Every story was different.
Okay, okay. So how long did it take you to write those books?
All of them, like the sister to sister happened quicker than the wives book. The wise book was more spiritual, more more spiritual for us. So it took us a little time. We wanted to make sure that the time was right for us to put the book out.
Okay. So was it like a lot of months it took to write it or?
Well, sister to sister probably took about 6 to 7 months. I'm guessing,
Okay.
and the wise book took a little longer, probably about 10. And usually it doesn't take that long. But when you got to go back and forth, making sure things is correct, making sure everybody like the cover, make sure everybody like what's in it, it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Okay. So what was the most difficult part in writing those books?
The different people, when
Okay.
you're in an anthology, we all are voiceful women.
Hmm.
And when we all are voiceful women, everybody have their um I'm one of those ones that let people have their say. Okay, whatever you want to change, let's talk about it. Let's go through it. And I think that wasn't difficult, but that's the stuff, that's the things that keep the book taking a long time to do,
Okay.
which is okay because you want a product that comes out that not only you like, but other women, wives, people like.
Okay. Okay. Did you self-publish this book or do you do the traditional publishing route?
I was with another group that we used to do help people publish their books.
Mhm.
So I decided to actually do my own. And that's when I came up with Sister to Sister and anthologies. I like anthologies because
Mhm.
I'm touching others' lives. I'm also helping others to write their story so they can go out and do their own books or have their own anthology. So I enjoy doing it in those many ways.
Okay. Um, oh, this was all about book deals. So, do you have any? Have you ever did? Have you ever had to get a book deal before, or everything was just self published?
Well, everything mainly was self-published. The last one I did with I his help me was I had another young lady that helped us push this book through, and that we are going, hopefully soon we're going to be in some bookstores because she actually gave us some other ways to doing and publishing our book, which is helpful.
Okay. Is it a different type of way of doing distribution for the books, or?
Yes, there are many different ways you can do that because you can do things through different sites,
Mhm.
get your book done, but it's different ways. And the way she did it was the last one that I had. The way she did it was through many different. Okay, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
that's. I said, I didn't know you had to do it like that, or I didn't know you had to do it like this. And she was like, yes, but this is going to help you in the long run. And so I'm grateful because if I call bookstores now and give them my ISBN number and stuff, I'm able to say, okay, I want to see about getting my books in your store. So
Mhm.
she did help me.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm finding out that the only thing I know that the only platform I know that's free to upload your book is Amazon. And
Yeah.
like I had to go through another company just to get Barnes and Noble, but I don't know how to get Barnes and Noble myself. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what other ways I can do stuff. Because I mean, I
Um,
can't just depend on Amazon all the
yeah.
time.
Because Amazon take a lot of takes your money. So it
Oh
is
yeah,
what it
oh
is.
yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
good for a reason.
yeah. So, but there's other platforms. I can't think of the ones that I was in before. Uh, and maybe once we put this out, people will be able to say that's the one she's talking about because I can't recall it because it's been a while since I
Is
used
it
that
Book
platform.
Baby or
No,
Ingram?
it's not Book Baby. Mm-mm.
Um, I'm trying to think of any ones that I know. Do you get them in Target or Walmart or Myers?
No, 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 no. We all of them we ordered and we sold them pre-sales.
Mhm.
We didn't do any other Target. You can't. It's difficult to put your books in those stores if you don't have the proper um, information to get them in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have somehow somebody I know, it was a her daughter ended up having a contract with Myers, and I think they in Myers stores. But I never
Yeah,
asked her like, how do y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? And then this one lady that I know, she went to a traditional publisher, and that's how she got all her books in the stores. So
yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I know we're helping each other to write the books and get these books out, but we only just doing it with the people that we know or social media. It's time
Oh,
for us as African American women, men, how do we get our books in these stores?
right,
Why do Barnes and Noble not have our books, like have a section for the Black ones, the
right.
African
Yeah.
American ones? So I'm actually investigating all of that now. I've been talking to Barnes and Noble and trying to get some things taken care of, or we need to have our own bookstore,
Yeah. It's
but we
yeah,
need to support. That's the key
right.
thing. We need to support the African American bookstores.
Yeah, it's two of them that I know in Michigan. Is one in Lansing called Socialite Society, and there's one in Flint called Comic Book Store. I haven't went to neither one of them. I feel bad because
See,
everybody
that's
been
that
like
right
you need
there.
to get out there and see about them. I had somebody go to comic book stores that was trying to get I'm in a writing association. They was trying to get us to get our books in her store. So it's like we've been trying to reach out. And then I had one friend that went to the socialite store and she was like, "You need to talk to the book owner." And
Right.
I went to Totem Books, but it's not black owned, but they just like, okay, we'll just buy your books for wholesale and you just put them in the
At least
store. So
they
I
do
don't,
that in Michigan. We
yeah, they don't do that anywhere else.
well, I can't. Well, but if there's a place that would love for African American, especially us women, because we've been writing since COVID, women
Right.
have been writing, we've been writing. And if there's anyone know of any places, I would tell you to let us know so we can put our books in those stores
Yeah.
and help to support those stores.
So wait, you said you are in Florida. Do you live in Florida or are you like vacation in Florida?
I do both, but I live in Florida.
Okay, okay, okay. Because I might have to ask around to see if they have any
They
like
had
black
a African
stores here.
American bookstore here, but after COVID, when I
Mhm.
called them, they were like, COVID, now that COVID had hit, they closed down their store, but they did doing stuff digital, online.
Okay, yeah, because it was this one store in Texas that reached out to me. She's a black owned store.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I think it cost like $100 to put my stuff in her store. I don't know if it was a physical store or it was like a brick and mortar store.
Right.
She was asking for a lot. I was like, wait a minute. So I mean, I did some stuff with her, but I was like, $100 to put my. I mean, how many books am I putting in there? So I'm like,
How many books did you put in there?
I didn't put in there any in there yet because I was just like, I was hesitant. I was like, okay, is it a store or is it a merchant store? I still got her number so I can contact her because next thing you know, I didn't see her online putting out there she needed books for a store. She was like, I'm doing shout outs, so if you want a shout out, pay me this amount. And I just did the shout out, but I need to go back
Yeah.
and ask her about the
Well,
store.
honey, COVID has taught us a lot of ways to do things.
Oh
So
yeah,
I've heard of the brick and mortar bookstore before, but I didn't never, got involved with it. But COVID has taught us to do some amazing things, and
mhm,
sometimes COVID has taught some of us how to get over.
yeah,
And that's the sad part. We all work hard for our money. So let's make sure we do people right. That's all I can say.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. So, what advice would you give a first time author?
Hmm. Know what you're writing about. So have it in your heart of your interest of what you want to write. Just because somebody say, okay, join this anthology, don't mean you have to join it. Make sure that
Mhm.
you're ready to join an anthology or write your book. And take your time. It's not a rush because it's your story. Is unique. So just take your time.
Okay. Um, do you write any like just standalone books by yourself or all your books anthologies?
All my books with stories in it is anthology, but I have created a um a prayer journal. And the
Oh,
prayer journal is more about you writing your prayers out. Not that you're receiving prayers, but daily, it's a 30-day prayer journal and you write your prayers out daily for those 30 days
okay.
and watch how God can change things for you.
Okay.
So
Um,
that was a big hit. That was a big hit. And my husband say, well, listen, no man want that woman flower with the flower book on it. And men like to write out their prayers, may want to write out their prayers too. So we created a male one as well.
okay, yeah, that'll work too.
Hmm.
Um, would you like to talk about Joy 365? That anthology as well?
Sure. So I was how I met Dr. Vernice is through she was helping us with the I am his help me as well. So she came in at the end to help us as well. So that's how I met her. And then she was talking about I joined her group
Mhm.
because she was like, oh, I have this Joy 365 and I'm looking for 365 people. So I decided, okay, I want to join and I wanted to write because spiritually, anything that's spiritually, I want to get involved because I can always use increase. I can always get better. So I was like, yes, I will join that 365. And to be honest, I have not, I'm ordering my books from her and then I will sell them. I have not like advertised it like big
Mhm.
on my page or anything. So what I'm going to do is when I purchase my books already, once
Mhm.
I get them, I am going to sell them or get somewhere where I can, do a signing for it. But
Mhm.
that's how I became a part of them. And
Mhm.
it was just amazing because you learn so much in her group.
Yeah, you do. I hope she keep it up.
Yeah. You learn so much in her group and she goes lives and she do teaching and actually she was the one that nominated me for a honorary doctorate degree. So she is just amazing. I give her toodles because she know what she doing. She talks fast to us, but she know what she doing. And I'd be like, okay, slow down, Dr. Vanessa. How I do
I
this?
know, cause sometimes I just sit there and be trying to take notes. I'm like, I'm gonna have to watch it
Yeah,
again.
but she be just going and going and going. And I was like, okay, okay. But I love her. I love that she loves to help others to prosper. And it's just amazing.
Okay, and what was your chapter about? Like, what bring you joy, or what subject did you talk about that try to bring joy?
Mine was more about as I do with everything is the women
Okay,
and mainly the women that empower others.
okay,
Yeah, that's mainly what mine was about.
okay, and okay. I have a question for you. When
Uh-oh.
did you first realize you wanted to be a writer?
Oh my goodness. I think what happened to me, I have a wives group and I
Mhm.
used to bring in different people to come talk to the wives. And when I did that, I met another young lady
Mhm.
that's a publisher, and at the time she wasn't. She was just talking to, having her. She had a wives group,
Mhm.
but when I met her, and then I saw that she was putting out an anthology about I am a woman empowered. So
Mhm.
I was able to be a part of that book and share my story, share my life story. Now that story, that was a little different because like I said, everybody has been through something. And
Mhm.
with mine was domestic abuse, different things in that manner. So I was able to tell my story in there, which actually helped me to be
Mhm.
able to open up about that story. And I thought that it was over. The pain was over until I wrote that story. It was like I always tell people, it's like a scab that's still there,
Mhm.
and then it start oozing out when you start. So I met her through
Mhm.
there, and when she did an anthology, I enjoyed meeting the different people from everywhere, talking to different people, networking. I enjoyed that. And I told her it's on my heart to do a sister to sister. And I did my sister to sister through them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
So what are your favorite books to read?
Uh, Christian books. Christian books right now.
Is it like nonfiction Christian books or urban fiction or Christian? I don't know what they call it. Christian.
Christian based.
Okay,
Christian based. Because do you see the world that we live in?
I do. I do.
You got to keep yourself motivated because you'll be like, God, how's this happening? Like, what in the world is going on in this world?
Yeah.
So you have to keep yourself um encouraged, lifted, and there's nothing for me to be at my desk and just turn on a minister and just listen to the word, you know, nothing. And then I love reading about women. The story, the stories from I'm a Woman in Power, our first
Mhm.
one, those stories was amazing. The women that was in that book, and she had 26.
Wow.
And it was 26 women in there, and we all got together when the book was written and when the big book was done, and she did a big gala in Atlanta. I mean, just to know some of their stories was amazing and
Which woman
uplifting.
was that?
Huh?
Which woman was that? That lady sounds familiar.
Angela Lewis.
Oh, okay. No, it wasn't her. I thought you
Yeah.
was talking about Alicia Waring, but she did I Am Woman. That's the one I did. So I was wondering, I was like, that sound
No.
that sound I mean, she had I don't think she had a gala, but she did something in Georgia, but okay, okay.
Yeah. But the stories, it helps you to understand that you're not alone. And that's when you realize that everybody has a story. Well, I already knew that, but then
Mhm.
you really hear the stories and you be like, everyone has a story.
Right.
My story is totally different from yours.
Wow. Yeah. How important are book reviews to you? Like, do you like if somebody read your book, will you tell them, okay, do a book review for me, or do you get books based off book reviews? I mean, some people don't,
No,
but
I don't. I I don't, because I tell you, if 10 people get my book, if we can bless 3 people, I'm happy. So my mainly saying my books have meanings behind it.
Mhm.
So they're not nonfiction. They have meanings behind it. It's to help someone else.
Okay. Um, so do you think they like really important? Like, if you don't get a book review, it's not a big deal, just long as you help somebody.
That's how I feel. But the book review can help them to get the help. But
Mhm.
I mean, I'm in 7.
Yeah, I was to ask you, how many books do you have?
No, I'm in 7 different ones. So I mean, I'm not the visionary author of them all, but I'm in many different ones.
Wow. Yeah, 'cause you sound like it. Because the more you start explaining, I was like, man, maybe I should ask her how many she did. Like, what's the titles? Wow. So, what is your favorite part of being a writer?
As I stated before, the networking, the coming together, and mine is mainly anthologies. And so let me be clear. About, I would say, 20 years ago, a young lady, she's not here anymore, but she told me when I should tell her my story and the stuff that I've been through, she was like, girl, you can write a book. And I was like, but back then, before COVID came, you realize you can't write the books was not for us to be writing. So it's like, I can't
Mhm.
write no book. No. And I'm like, I can't write no whole book or all of that. How do you start? So you get on the computer and you start looking up. Back then, it was more
Uh-huh.
difficult. How do you write your book and all that? Then you start seeing all the different things you got to do and how much they actually charge us to do a book. And you be
Right.
like, no, that's not for me right now. But after COVID, we figure things out, don't we?
Yeah, all you had was time. You
After
figure
COVID,
it
you be
out.
like, is that all I had to do? Oh man. But they ain't not gonna tell us that. And why won't they tell us that? Because they want to get paid for doing our books.
Exactly. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
So it's been in my head a long time ago. And when I first did the first one and I had all them pages, she's like, girl, you could write your own book with all of this. And I'm like, nah, but I didn't move forward with doing that. So
Okay. So, what makes a great story?
you
Okay.
yourself and being honest. A lot of times, let's say this. Many people don't like to tell their stories, not realizing that it will help someone else. Because everybody think that it has to be a perfect thing. They like they're perfect because they dress good or may look good. They want people to think they are perfect. but you're not.
Mhm.
So whatever you can write about that can help someone else that you've been through, right?
Mhm. Okay. I want to know where I can get your books at because they sound very interesting.
Well,
I'm gonna tell the audience too.
well, I am his helpmate. All the books are on Amazon. They have put all of them on Amazon.
So it's called I Am His
His
Helpmeet.
his help me.
Okay, I'm writing it down. And then what's the other one called? You were saying Sister to Sister?
Sister to sister.
Sister to Sister. And there was another one you said.
I am a woman empowered.
Okay.
And I have some more, but I'll send that to you.
Okay.
Honestly, you already know about the 365, Joy 365. Are you in the Joy 365?
I'm in it. Yeah, I'm in it. She came to this group because I was trying to learn how to write fiction.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm a nonfiction writer. I write some fiction, but it's like based off a true story. So I was in this group and we used to do writing prompts like every Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And then the lady was like, "Why don't y'all do an anthology together?" But better yet, I'm doing Joy 365. And everybody was like, "It's 365 authors. How we gonna be it? We not gonna be seen." And I thought about it. I was like, "No, I want to do it." So I joined it. I joined it like 2 years ago. I went out, caught up to her, and I joined it then. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ever since then, I was trying to get other people to join with me, but a lot of my friends that I know, they was like first time authors. They was like, they want to have their own book out before they join the anthology. So I couldn't help her in that aspect,
Yeah.
but I did help her by joining myself and adding a chapter in there. So
So this is what I'm saying for those that want to say, okay, I want to write my own book first. Anthology is the best place to start because you learn a lot by just writing and
mhm.
how the system go as far as writing, what you need to do, where you need to put your books, and this and that and that. You learn a lot. But the other book that I wanted to tell you about that I'm not the visionary author,
Okay,
but it's called Couples Determined to Make Marriage Great. It's nothing but married couples in that book.
okay. I know some married people, so I can tell them.
Yeah, yeah. And the visionary author was James and Cynthia Green. They
Okay,
had a, and that was powerful. It was just nothing but married couples.
okay. Do you have a website or just everything is on Amazon?
Well, I haven't. My books are not on my website because, like I said, I just order a lot of them and just
Hmm.
say, okay, I have this book, and some people will say, well, okay, I want to purchase that book from you. But I can tell you, I have a nonprofit called For Knowledge is Power,
Okay.
and that's a website that I have, and that's where I take youth to on college and historical tours
Okay.
around the world. And my marriage information is on that website and the stuff that I'm doing, but I don't have like all my books on that website.
Okay.
But if they're looking and want to purchase a book, they can email me, Rhonda Turner consultant@gmail.com.
Okay. Dot consulting. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank
I'll let
you.
you go back and enjoy your vacation.
A mini vacation.
Well, mini vacation. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I hope to talk with you soon.
Okay. Well, until next time, the artist in you is out. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.